To the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown.
And everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome in, or Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Caleb Brooks, and we'll be with you for the next 2 hours, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. We are in the afterglow of LSU winning the national championship last night over the Clemson Tigers in dominating fashion. Many debating today on sports radio and sports talk shows, is this LSU team the greatest college football team of all time? Caleb, to my surprise, a lot of people are saying yes. This LSU team might very well be. Now, hard to argue that this is the greatest performance by a quarterback. I mean, Joe Burrow threw 60 touchdown passes. That is just mind-boggling the way.
And only 6 interceptions all year.
And 6 interceptions, and by the way, ran for 5 more touchdowns. Yeah. So, just a season for the ages. Truly is a season for the ages, as Coach O said. Just incredibly impressive as they take down Clemson last night, who was not real. Wasn't bad. They had won quite a few games in a row. They were 14-0. Did they play a little bit of a lighter schedule than LSU? Probably so. But
there's no probably.
Trevor Lawrence is outstanding quarterback. He had a bad night. He had a bad night for a reason. I mean, LSU got in his face a little bit. They made him uncomfortable. There was just a lot to do with that. But some breaking news. I mean, before we come on the show this evening, offensive or passing game coordinator Joe Brady, the guy that's really the architect of this high-powered offense that brought it from the NFL, heading back to the NFL. It was talked about for about 3 weeks that they had a plan to keep Joe Brady. It was expected that he would be back at LSU, and he's the offensive coordinator at Carolina now, the Carolina Panthers. So, and that's not really that surprising a thing. So, was this going to be a one-hit wonder at LSU? Well, we'll find out next year. But certainly we'll talk about the national championship game. Love to get your thoughts on that as well. You can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page, Sports with a Z, and comment away. Tell us what you thought about that, game, or you can just give us a call, 256-234-6221. Hey, it's never too early to talk about next season, is it?
No.
Way too early.
I mean, you already had people giving rankings before the championship even happened.
ESPN. So we'll run down that. Where does Auburn start out the season? Where does Alabama start out the season? Maybe next year, preseason, 2020 college football season. We'll talk about that. Talk about, my goodness, a lot going on in the world of Major League Baseball. No balls and strikes for the last several months, but there's a lot been going on, a lot in the news as far as professional baseball is concerned. Yet another scandal. The last 2 World Series champions, well, apparently they cheated. Now, baseball has long since been a game of bending the rules, and it's been celebrated. So is this just a product of where we are in society today, or are they taking it to a different level, that it rises to the fact that A.J. Hinch, he gone, fired as manager of the Houston Astros. Now, Red Sox parting ways with Alex Cora. So the last 2 World Series managers out of their respective franchises. What does this do for Major League Baseball? I don't know. We'll talk about that, discuss it. Caleb and I, both big baseball fans. We love the sport. So Auburn and Alabama getting together tomorrow night to play basketball. Auburn number 4 in the country, 15-0. Alabama 8-7. Laying in the weeds. Everybody welcome me. Caleb's going to be there in person. He's going to be our correspondent. So we'll look forward to that and talk about that a little bit. And we'll talk about anything you'd like to talk about tonight. The lines are open. The subjects are open. By all means, you can fire away. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday night by JR Sports Bar and Grill, a wonderful place to have lunch or dinner. Great atmosphere, great food, great people over there. Chris and Audrey do just a fantastic job, and just love that place. JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Go and check them out anytime you can. Also, Sunshine Heating and Air. For all your heating and cooling needs. You never know what the weather's going to be like in Alabama. It may be 70 degrees tomorrow. It may be 40 degrees tomorrow. You're going to need some heat. You're going to need some cooling at some point in time. And Sunshine Heating and Air, they're the people that you need to call. Caleb, good to see you.
Yeah, it's good
How
to be
you
here.
been? It's been a while.
No, it has been a while. Been good. Just been.
This man traverses the state of Alabama more than anybody. I know you ought to know more back roads into places in these high schools now. Know this state better than anybody. So what you been up to? I've been seeing you interviewing a lot of different people.
Yeah, had the Christmas break and everything and had a good time with that, but kind of got back on the road and I went down, I went down to Calhoun High School last week, talked to J.D. Davison, who is he's going to be a top 20 player in the country for next year's class in basketball. He's got offers from Auburn, Alabama, Duke, Kentucky.
What kind of player are we talking about? Big time, big player?
Well, we're talking about he's the second leading scorer in the state right now. He's a guard. Yeah, and people have seen his dunks all over the internet. I mean, he can fly, and he goes in. I mean, he did one in a game where he went up under the goal and then back in with a reverse dunk, and he's a good player. So went down and talked to him. Letohatchee, Alabama. That's where Calhoun.
Letohatchee.
Yeah. Do you know where that is?
I have never heard of Letohatchee.
All right. So when you're on the interstate heading towards Mobile from Montgomery, 151, exit 151, you get off on it, and I'm telling you, when I tell you this high school is stuck in the woods somewhere, it's literally stuck in the woods somewhere. You're driving, you see nothing, and then all of a sudden there's a high school, and on the other side there's just more woods. And it's just out there. But it was a nice place. They got a really good basketball program. They were top 4 a season ago. And with him, they've gone and played. They went up to Illinois earlier this year and played in a big tournament up in Illinois. Have kind of tried to let him showcase himself early. Now that it's area play, they've kind of gotten back into, playing teams from Alabama, and you're starting to see them have some success from having played, all the other good teams they played early in the year. So.
Yeah. Already got a comment come rolling through. That was my next topic I was going to ask Caleb about. Again, you deal a lot with high schools in and around the state of Alabama, talking to coaches, talking to players. Jamie Dubose leaves Central Phoenix City. That's an enormous job. They've been in the state championship game for the last couple of years. In steps Pat Nix.
Yeah.
How about that?
Going to be interesting.
Coming off 2 out of 3.
Yeah, and a lot of people I think had some doubts this year with him losing Bo. Of course, to Auburn. A lot of people thought his son would step in and be the quarterback. He wasn't this year. And people just kind of had doubts on what Pinson Valley, and they end up in the 3rd round or the 4th round and getting beat by Oxford barely, and had lost to Oxford by only 1 earlier in the year. So, it's going to be interesting, him taking over. I mean, we know that there's athletes at Phoenix City. He had really good athletes at Pinson Valley as well. He's a good coach, obviously, having gotten his team right there in the state championship game recently. So I look for him to be able to just step in and continue having, the success that Central Phoenix City's been able to have these last few years.
It'll be interesting to see, He's not really the same kind of coach as Jamie Dubose.
Yeah.
But always just a ton of athletes at Central Phoenix City. If he was able to do what he did, in a lower classification, jumping up to 7A, you would expect that to be the potential there is for that to be a juggernaut.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that the team that was probably most interested in this hire was Auburn High School and seeing what Phoenix City was going to do, because that's been really the only team in Auburn's way here recently of getting to a state championship as well. So, I'm sure that they were interested to see what they did. Obviously, getting Patrick Nix, I'm looking forward to seeing what Phoenix City is able to do with him at, the helm. And if Auburn is now able to finally be able to get over that hump this next year against them.
Yeah. Again, we'll talk about anything you'd like to talk about tonight. By all means, give us a call or just dial us up on the Facebook page and comment away. The national championship game, we'll start that conversation and we'll move it over into the next segment. LSU 42, Clemson 25. I think we all felt like, this is one of those games where every single pick that I saw was LSU. There were a couple of stragglers here and there that thought Clemson had an opportunity, and I mean, rightly so. They had certainly a chance, but the game pretty much played out like we thought it was going to, I think.
Yeah, for the most part, I think outside of Clemson jumping up by 10, I think that was, surprising because we hadn't seen that happen to LSU all year. But I told Brett yesterday talking to him, and he was surprised. I said, I think 41-17, 45-17 LSU, something like that. And that's pretty much what it ended up being almost. Outside, Clemson had the reverse for the touchdown and then, kind of one field position early in the game to get their other one. Besides that, the only drive they went on was the one to open up the second half where you could tell they made some adjustments. Well, Dave Aranda adjusted right back, and then they did nothing the rest of the game. So,
and we talked about it, talking about it on the Auburn Blitz on the day before or on Friday, and what was it going to be like? And if you could make Joe Burrow uncomfortable, and it was kind of funny the first play of the game. He Houdinis out of 2 sacks, rolls out and throws a ball off his. Off the 1 foot, hits a guy in stride 40 yards downfield, and you thought, and I literally said out loud, that's why you can't stop LSU.
Yeah.
But there's a lineman downfield. There's a flag on the play. Bring it back. And I thought, well, hey, Clemson's got to have some things like that to happen. They got to make him uncomfortable, and they did early in that game.
Yeah.
Venables came out. He pressured him.
And they did to open the second half.
Yeah. But sooner or later, like you say, LSU made some adjustments, and he started looking like the Joe Burrow that we'd seen all year. And this is the best pass defense in the country, and it wasn't close. And they lit them up for about 640 yards and 42 points. So,
and if they don't have a lineman downfield to start the game, there's telling how many points they probably end up scoring.
This was, and it could have been worse. Obviously, they got the ball on the 1 yard line.
Well, they dropped a touchdown. As well, and then missed the field goal. So, that was pretty much 7 they missed, and then, like you just said, taking the knee. So, they could have at least put up 56, and that's with the lack of success early.
Up against our first break here on Sports Blitz Live. Hey, don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Verdict.
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider, Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga.
And I'm Coco. Do you owe more on your vehicle than it's worth? Are you stuck with high interest rates? We may be able to help.
If you've made your last 12 consecutive payments on time and would like to get a new vehicle for the same or close to the same payment and save thousands of dollars in interest, you may qualify.
So come by and see us and let us show you the Vaden way.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, located on Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's red flag pest control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn on South College. New Kias at 0% APR financing and no payments for 90 days.
Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn.com.
This is Coach Pat Dye. At Kia of Auburn, you are always number one.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy Graham and Kayla Brooks here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. Taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, and talking about everything going on in the world of sports. Debuting our new set tonight. Looks great on TV. The smell of rich mahogany. We need some leather-bound books up there in one of the cubby holes. But I like it. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. You know, it looks good. Glad that the Benjamin Russell woodshop crew was able to make these. Yeah, I mean, they did a good job on these. They made all the lockers.
Guys are being taught well, and ladies, I'm sure, probably.
Yeah, and they did all the lockers that are at the Sportsplex for the football team that they use over there. So we kind of got these based off of those, and they did a good job on them. They look really, really good.
They did.
Brings back some memories for me.
Is that right?
Getting to use those lockers over there. So.
All right. Well, going back to the national championship game, and again, if you got any thoughts on that, give us a call or a comment away on the thread. But Joe Burrow, 60 touchdown passes. What do you have, 5 last night in the game? Trevor Lawrence has 0 touchdown passes in the game. He did. I mean, he didn't look very good. Awful, but he didn't.
He didn't look very good.
He didn't play great. I mean, he overthrew quite a few passes, and that's not easy to do, overthrowing some of those guys. They've got at Clemson, but. Etienne, I thought he looked great. He runs the ball so hard.
He's fast too.
But Edwards-Helaire, good. Yeah. He's like a bowling ball.
No, he is. I mean,
he's quick. I mean, he's very elusive in the open field, much more than you would expect.
Yeah, and he was very good with the one jump, cut, getting to the outside, and then just having the quickness to get around people, the physicalness to run through people. I think that. Watching what they did to Clemson last night made a lot of Alabama fans kind of feel a little bit better about what they went into Tuscaloosa and did that day because nobody stopped them all year. I mean, Mississippi State held them the least amount of yards, and it was still over 400 yards. And that was because they played them at 11 o'clock one day. So any other game, they pretty much just ran through people on offense.
Hey, pretty much. I mean, you look back, and the Auburn score's the closest one, not even close. Alabama's 5 points, but they had a 3-touchdown lead in that game at one point. The game was never,
and still got 500 yards of offense.
And
it
ran up against. Admittedly, Auburn had a really good defense, and they ran them down the field. Auburn was able to hold them in the red zone a couple of times. Kind of really what Auburn did to LSU that day. What the Titans did to the Ravens. A couple, last weekend. They, held them on 4th down inside the red zone several times, but. That's just, it is what it is. But this team going to look a lot different next year. As we mentioned, Joe Brady, kind of the architect, the passing game coordinator. Moving on to Carolina to take the offensive coordinator position. They're under Matt Rule. Matt Rule making a big splash. All of a sudden, is that going to work out? This guy's never been a coordinator before, but clearly he's a pretty adept guy at the passing game.
It's going to be interesting. And then, who's going to be the quarterback for Carolina next year? Is it Cam Newton? Is it, Kyle Allen? I mean, what do they end up doing at that position?
Who's going to be the quarterback for LSU next year?
Yeah, and you look at it, De'Aaron Keene announced during the game last night from Houston that he was going to be entering the transfer portal, which a lot of people have had some speculation that him to LSU is a possibility. So my thing with that though is he's not Joe Burrow. I mean, he's not him throwing the ball. He runs it pretty well, but he's done it at a lower level. Obviously Joe Burrow came from Ohio State to LSU, so it's not like he was some guy that transferred in from a small. I mean, that's what this guy would be doing. So he's not Joe Burrow. I mean, I think that even if they do end up getting De'Aaron King, he's not what Joe Burrow would be.
Joe Burrow, I mean, and I know you're going to hate this analogy, but he's about like Tom Brady. The closest thing to Tom Brady I've seen as far as accuracy and throwing balls. Now, I'll give you boy Aaron Rodgers credit. You know, the throw he made on third down.
Yeah.
That was just, I mean, that's what Joe Burrow's been doing all year.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what you've got. That's what you've got to have. And I think I was watching, ESPN earlier today, and they were talking about it. And he said, look, this what he's done in his completion percentage. People look at that and they say he's like 78% completion percentage or whatever it is, and think, man, that's phenomenal. But the thing that adds to that is say this is not an air raid offense. This is not, we're going to throw 10 passes within a yard or two of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
A lot of screens. We're throwing the ball 10, 15, 20 yards downfield.
Yeah.
40, 30 times a game. This is not a high percentage passing offense.
I just want to know what
just
happened
turned it
to
into
him.
that.
But I just want to, he didn't look like this as a junior.
That's why
He didn't come close to looking like
I have
it.
asked everybody that question. What is it? What happened?
I mean, I'm sure that he worked hard this offseason, worked on mechanics, things like that. But to go from what he looked like to,
right?
No, I don't think it's all about. I mean, he made the system a lot. I mean, we were talking about the first play last night. If the linemen don't run downfield, I mean, that's the type of stuff he did in these games. And you saw him extend plays, bust runs. I mean, that's what he did. The system was good, but something clicked with him. And they talked about him, and he was a graduate guy. So he took all his classes online, maybe getting to watch film, break down stuff with Joe Brady and learn from him really is what helped him. But, I mean, it took him to a whole different level of a player this year.
It truly was phenomenal to watch. I mean, again, I go back to, and I'll say the discussion on, today was, is this the greatest team ever? And I'm reluctant to say that it is.
It's hard to compare.
In a conversation to say that one of the greatest, but it's the most prolific passing offense I've ever seen. And I'll go back to 1995 Nebraska. That's the one a lot of people mention. I've long since said that's the best football team I've ever seen. They averaged a whisker under 400 yards rushing a game. Averaged. And I think they averaged scores like 53-14. They did not have their closest game I think was 35-21. And then they just destroyed a really good Florida team in the championship game. So they just did it a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, they just.
Well, that's why it's hard to compare teams.
Unstoppable running the football, just like LSU is absolutely unstoppable throwing the football. So I don't know how much more you can be impressed with Joe Burrow and what he's done. And I give Ed Orgeron all the credit, and I don't take back any of the things I ever said, but I'm proud of him, and I'm glad. I think he deserves this moment for all the ridicule that he took at Ole Miss, and he deserved a lot of ridicule at Ole Miss. They were awful.
Yeah.
But he's just done a.
What do you think USC is sitting there thinking right now?
I think
he went 6-2 as the interim guy.
USC's probably thinking there's no way that it would have worked out like this because he wouldn't have had Joe Burrow.
I mean, that's true. Maybe not. I mean, maybe he does though. Maybe there was just a connection there. I mean, how did Joe Burrow end up from being from Ohio wanting to go to LSU?
That's a fair point.
And USC is it's a prestigious place too. So
yeah, not these days right now. Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Be the hostess with the mostest this holiday season at Chicken Salad Chick with our easy party catering. Need a quick appetizer? Stop by Chicken Salad Chick and grab a quick chick of any chicken salad flavor or the pimento cheese ball covered with crushed pecans and crispy bacon. Remember, no meal is complete without a sweet treat. For a limited time, our pumpkin cheesecake is back and it's delicious. Chicken Salad Chick can feed any holiday crowd with our custom fit catering. 12 flavors of chicken salad, there's sure to be something for every taste bud.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb here with you, 256-234-6221. Our number here, thank you so much for all of you out there joining us, whether that be on TV, radio, or Facebook. We appreciate all of you out there tuning us in this evening. Got an interesting comment on the Facebook feed. Mark was talking about Auburn benefiting from 1 second, putting on the clock, of course, in the Iron Bowl in 2013, but LSU also had a play, what was it, 2016, I guess, where they did not get the playoff in time and actually threw a touchdown pass that would have won the game against Auburn, and that was kind of Gus Malzahn was on the hot seat, Les Miles was on the hot seat, and actually LSU fired Les Miles after that game. It was kind of the loser leave town match, and they ended up being LSU, and they end up letting Ed Orgeron be the interim, and now they have a national championship in tow. Would that have happened if they had won that game? Would Auburn have fired Gus Malzahn? Who knows? What might have been for 1 second?
It's crazy how that turned everything. I mean, it really.
Well,
is.
I mean, hey, who's to say what would have happened if Alabama doesn't attempt a field goal? If they hadn't gotten that second back. I mean, 1 second could change the destiny of a team for sure.
I mean, it affected them this year too. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. Too early, way too early. Top 25 preseason rankings coming from ESPN the day after the national championship game. Auburn coming in at number 12. In front of them, Texas A&M, number 11. Jimbo bringing a lot back. 8 starters on offense, 9 on defense. You like his Texas A&M team?
I don't trust
Still got
Jimbo
Kellen Mond.
Fisher. I don't really trust Jimbo
You
Fisher.
don't trust? Well, I wouldn't trust him. No.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I just you look at what he's done in his career when Jameis Winston hasn't been his quarterback, and so I just going into a year
it
that's. Do I like A&M better than Auburn?
Yeah.
I like what they have coming back better than what Auburn has coming back.
Yeah.
But I mean, Auburn's got Bo Nix. I mean, he's obviously going to grow with Chad Morris. I don't think that they have a ton of weapons to throw the ball to on the outside, but I do think that, you know, if he improves a little bit and maybe they do get back to running Bo Nix a little bit more, which is what's made that offense work in the past, then I would take Auburn over A&M if they start doing that. But, you know, you got who knows with both of them, really, if you think about it. So
Notre Dame comes in at number 10.
They're
They're
overrated every year. So
They did win 11 games last year. You're impressed with their schedule every year, though, aren't you?
I mean, they beat Stanford, USC. I mean, maybe in past years those would have been good wins, but not here recently. That's not
Taking
really.
on a half ACC schedule
Yeah.
is not exactly.
And when it's not Clemson. Now it will be Clemson next year, so they get Clemson in South Bend.
Yeah, ooh, that's interesting. Penn State comes in at number 9. James Franklin doing a great job, although a lawsuit coming.
Yeah, he may not.
He's a magnet for those.
He may not be around much longer.
Think so?
If they were really sitting there saying we're going to Sandusky you and all that, yeah.
They were saying what?
That we're going to Sandusky you.
Oof. And he knew about it?
Yeah. Apparently he just ignored it. So, and I mean, did you read about what they were doing?
I did not.
It's
bad.
Well, we can't talk about it on here. I can tell you that.
That's not good. It's trouble afoot, maybe, in Happy Valley.
Well, and you know, they already kind of got lucky that the NCAA didn't. I mean, they pounded them, but then they kind of let up on the punishment a little bit. So then, you know, now that you got this that comes about, who knows what happens.
Oklahoma comes in at number 8. Surprised they're not higher?
I'm not sure who I put them over. I mean, we don't. There's question marks at the quarterback position. They're still talking about maybe getting a transfer. So I mean, do you not trust Spencer Rattler? I mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought he was the second coming.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, who knows with them? The Big 12's weak, so they're obviously the best team every single year, and so I would put them up there. But I mean, I'm not even sure that on paper, to me, they're better than Penn State is going into next year. So.
Florida comes in at number 7. Here's your boy, Danny Mullen.
No, and I think that they got to be the favorites to win the East next year. I mean, with what Georgia's losing on offense, transfer quarterback coming in, I mean, Georgia's going to be pretty good on defense and returns a bunch on defense. But I think that next year is where you're going to find out about Dan Mullen. I think it's where you're going to find out about Jeremy Pruitt as well, because I think that Tennessee's poised to be right there, at least competing for the East next year.
Who's quarterback at Florida? Is the kid coming back?
Yeah, I think Trask will be back. He was a junior.
Okay.
I still think Emory Jones is the best option for quarterback, though.
That may end up being a controversy before it's all said and done because of the way, switching them out. We'll see. Georgia comes in at number 6. Do you think that should be flip-flop?
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be flip-flopping. Then it's just tough with Georgia. I mean, they're losing a lot on offense. They already weren't good on offense. Yeah, and they already weren't that good on offense this year. Now you got, a whole new. I mean, you better change. I feel like Saban semi kind of called out Kirby last night. He started talking about, the game changing, and you got to change with it now if you want to score points. And the teams that haven't, you've kind of seen that they.
Rumors of staff changes. I think James Coley's out.
We'll see. I mean, with Kirby, I kind of feel like Kirby is a little bit. When you look at him as a head coach right now, he's kind of similar to what Les Miles is. I mean, he hasn't changed from what they've done. With line up in the eye, running the football, and I just feel like times have changed. I mean, you've now let probably 3 quarterbacks better than the one that you just had go in the last couple of years, or 2 at least. So,
Oregon comes in at number 5. You impressed?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Mario Cristobal is doing a good job. He's recruiting really well. They were
Justin Herbert.
No Justin Herbert, but we'll see what they look like on the offensive side and what they end up having at quarterback, but they return a ton on defense, and they were pretty good on that side of the ball. And in the Pac-12, that's really all you need to win it.
They had a really good offensive line, probably lose a lot of that as well.
Yeah, but they got the right guy in charge to help that offensive line with him. So
LSU comes in at number 4, coming off the national championship. But again, no Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I mean, it says 8 returners on offense, but they're not going to have 8 come back. I mean, that's not talking about the junior wide receivers that are going to end up going. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, they may get De'Aaron King, but he's not Joe Burrow, and they're losing some pretty good players. I feel like this year was, yeah, and I feel like this was just a perfect storm this year. They had some veteran guys that had played a good bit, and then they just had a magical year with Joe Burrow, and they had a lot of things that went their way throughout the season. So, history tells you that LSU ain't going to repeat that. So,
Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. That rounds out your 3-2-1.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of expected. I mean,
same old, right?
Yeah.
Think Clemson deserves to be the front runner going in there.
Well, who's going to beat them? They don't play nobody.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, that's their only chance is at Notre Dame next year.
The SEC champion?
Yeah.
Whoever that might be.
I mean, that's it, though. I mean, we'll see if Ohio State can repeat and be there again, but they're bound to choke and find a way to get beat.
Justin Fields coming back even with that much experience. So.
No, they're going to lose. They lose some good players off their defense next year, Ohio State does, but they recruit well and seem to always be able to just plug guys in. So, it'll be interesting.
Up against the break. Don't go anywhere. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neuson. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb here with you for about 20 more minutes in the first hour of tonight's program. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. Caleb, true or false, the Astros should be stripped of their World Series title, and I guess I could add the Red Sox in that as well.
Yeah, true.
True.
Yeah.
Vacated.
Well, they cheated. I mean, and it's proof that they cheated. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, is stealing signs really cheating?
Yes. Makes it a
When
lot
you do
easier.
it the way they do it? Or, I mean,
It makes it a lot easier. A lot easier if you know it's coming.
Well, I would say that's true.
Look at the difference. I mean, go look at the stat difference between, Altuve and McCann and all those guys, what they hit on the road opposed to what they hit at home in that series. I mean, Altuve hit, I think he had 2 hits on the road the whole time, and then he hit like 340-something at home in the 4 games. So,
Yeah. You just vacated? Or
yeah, I think.
Just say there was no World Series champion that year?
Yeah. That's what you do in college.
Yeah.
So,
You think that will happen?
I don't know if it'll happen, but I think it should.
Do you think the manager Hinch deserved to be fired?
Yeah. That's his job.
Was he in on it? Was it proved he was in
Look, if Capanella from the Braves can get banned for life for going and, whatever he did with younger Cuban players, and he gets banned for life, then yeah, these guys should be fired and they should have their title vacated and all that for cheating in a World Series.
What about the players?
I think the players should have been punished too. I mean, they're in on it. They know. I mean, it's not like that they just, said, oh, no, I don't really want to use it, but you can do it if you want to, and then it just didn't benefit them. I mean, they knew what was going on. So,
yeah.
I think, Carlos Beltran's now the Mets manager. How is he not punished? I mean, he played in the series and benefited from it. Go look at his stats from playing at home and playing on the road. Big, big difference.
What's the chances Roy Williams is still the head coach at North Carolina when his freshmen graduate?
I think he'll be the coach.
Think so?
Yeah.
He sounds like a guy that's getting ready to retire.
He does the little podcast thing, and I think you're starting to see more coaches have the opportunity to get into media, and it's easier, and why not? You've coached for a while. Now you can just go break down stuff and have an easier life, not have to worry about recruiting. So it could happen, but I think he'll still be coaching.
So he'll be there 4 years from now?
I think so.
Okay, or 3 years from now. Fill in the blank. The Carolina hiring Matt Rule was blank.
Interesting. I mean, it's an interesting hire. I don't really get the whole I didn't understand the whole love affair with Matt Rule and going to the NFL. I mean, I thought he did a good job at Baylor, but they weren't a great team or anything, and kind of had to sneak out some games at the end and kind of got lucky in a few of them. So we'll see.
Where he's been, he's taking teams to championship level in that conference,
yeah,
in that league.
No, I mean,
he's a program builder.
He is, but it's different in the NFL. I mean,
Much
there's it's not like he's going and recruiting these guys, and the way that you get a message across. Your role as an NFL head coach is a lot different than your role as a college head coach, in my opinion. So it's just an interesting hire. You got Joe Brady. So
I'll piggyback off that. The hiring of Joe Brady by Matt Rule was blank.
Really good.
So you like that? You think that translates to the NFL?
We'll see.
I mean, clearly, obviously, that's where he brought it.
I just think it's really good because it got him out of LSU. So,
but if you don't, yeah, that's true. If you don't have Drew Brees or Joe Burrow running your offense,
yeah,
does it work the same?
I mean, Cam Newton's a pretty good second for them too. So
he ain't bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he throws the ball with accuracy of these guys.
We'll see though. I mean, he's been dealing with injuries. He got to sit out for a year. If he comes back healthy, they get him a couple wide receivers, then who knows what he can do. So. I think it's going to be fun to watch Panthers next year and see what they do. I mean, they may end up falling flat on their face like the Browns did this year, but it'll be interesting to find out and see what happens.
I think interesting is a good word because Matt Rule, I didn't look at him and think that's an NFL guy, but I mean, I think Carolina is a good place in that because they're a rare commodity in the NFL. Rivera was there 8-9 years?
Yeah.
pretty long. I mean, they don't seem real trigger happy. So that may benefit him. True or false, Caleb? The 2019 LSU team is one of the 5 greatest college football teams of all time.
Absolutely true. I mean,
they're in that category.
Yeah,
You absolutely put them in there.
What they did on offense, the way that they beat everybody but Alabama and Auburn. You win the national championship by 17. They won their playoff game. Well, I mean, I don't even, what was the score of that? 66-21 or whatever that was. I mean, I think they got better as a season. We were just talking about that at the break. After the Alabama game, they got even better. I mean, they improved, and I think the A&M game is when they probably played their best, and then they just played their best game again and again and again after that. So I think they were one of the top 5 greatest of all time. I mean, you hate to say it, but
hard. And Brett and Randy talked about this today on the Auburn Blitz, but it's really difficult to compare teams across, especially across 40, 50 years. You play more games now. Yeah. You got the playoff. You got the whole football has changed. They didn't even know what the forward pass was. Back in the 40s and 50s. But so very difficult to do that. But in our lifetimes, or certainly in my lifetime, and I've said that this is just an offense. I've certainly never seen one improve from one year to the other. And just it's astounding how much they improved. What's the chances, Caleb, the Lakers win the NBA championship in 2020?
I say a 50% chance.
50-50.
Yeah, the other side is the Bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the Clippers there, but I think that in a series with LeBron, I trust LeBron beating the Clippers, and so I give them a 50% chance. The Bucks are the only team that can win it from the East. So
that's probably true. Over or under? One more national championship for Coach O.
Can I take a push?
No.
If I can, okay, then under.
No more for Coach O. This is a one-and-done deal. Every perfect storm.
I think that he had his Gene Chizik year is what he had this year.
I will say this, the difference, one of the big differences is his players will run through a wall for him. I'm not sure they would ever do that for Chizik. I think they liked him.
I mean,
but I don't think
that 2010 Auburn team, obviously he had a great player, but nobody else in the offense ever started an NFL game. I mean, and you saw the way they played. I mean, 5 offensive linemen. The only thing with Orgeron is you look. I mean, they're going to recruit well.
Yeah.
They're going to be right there, top 5 pretty much every year recruiting. So, I mean, you're probably going to run into some good players. I just think that, eventually Aranda's not going to be there. Now you're losing Joe Brady.
Well, if he found Joe Brady, who's to say he can't find another one? The next Joe Brady.
He kind of lucked into getting Joe Brady. I mean, he came over from the Saints, and there was a connect. I mean, he got lucky with that one. So
he may hire Sean Payton. Sean Payton may retire from the Saints and come back OC at LSU. No one knows you're right. We're up against the break, but we'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider, Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn on South College. New Kias at 0% APR financing and no payments for 90 days. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn. Kia.
This is Coach Pat Dye. At Kia of Auburn, you are always number one.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening. Andy and Caleb here with you. Let's close out the first hour of tonight's show with having a little fun. Caleb, do you like to have fun?
I like having fun.
Okay, I like to have fun as well. Who you got? This is a segment we haven't done in quite a while. Who you got, LSU's Death Valley or Clemson's Death Valley?
LSU's. It's 103,000 people.
Have you been to both?
No, I haven't been to
Have
either.
you been to either?
No.
You just like it? You think it's better?
I just see it on TV, and you know, I mean, it's cool. You know, before I started hating on Clemson, I liked when they would get. You know, I thought it was cool, like when they played Florida State that year. No, not that. But when they played Florida State on prime time that year, and they showed them like they followed them getting on the bus and then going around. Like I thought that was pretty cool, and it's a cool little tradition that they do, and it's a nice place. I mean, it sits 87,000 or whatever, but LSU's 103,000. It's the Cajuns. I mean, that place at night is...
it's the real Death Valley.
Yeah, I think so.
I would agree. Hershey's chocolate syrup or Nestle's Quick? Who you got?
I like both of them. I don't know that there's...
choose.
There's not much of a difference between them. I would say that Hershey's, I guess, would maybe be a little bit more of a rich chocolate. You know, a little bit darker maybe, where Nesquik's a little bit lighter and you know, on the light chocolate side. But if I had to choose, I mean, I get the Nestle's Quick chocolate milk at the store all the time, so.
I'm going with Nestle's Quick. The powder, you know what my favorite thing about it was? When it would collect on top after you'd stir it up in the little giblets.
You like that?
And you'd suck them up, and oh, I love that.
Really?
I love that.
I like both. So
I mean, it was like a supercharged flavor of the chocolate milk.
So you like the powder?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Nestle's Quick, man.
No, I thought they have syrup too. So.
No, I'm talking about the powder versus the syrup.
I like both. I mean, I mean, we got both when I was a kid, and I drank both of them. I love chocolate milk, so I get the Nestle's at the store all the time. So I guess I'll go with Nestle's, but they're both good.
Who you got, a 4x4 pickup truck or a BMW/Mercedes?
I'm probably going with the Mercedes. Having a little bit of style.
I think I probably would go with the pickup, but at this point in my life, I don't know. I might be going with the BMW.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, chicks dig the truck, but Think about when you're pulling up in
Chicks
one
dig a
of
BMW.
you're pulling up in a
when they do.
Mercedes now. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You're pulling up in a Mercedes now. I mean, you know.
And speaking of that, who you got, Salma Hayek or Margot Robbie?
Ooh, Margot Robbie.
I hear you. I'm going with Salma Hayek.
Really?
Yes. Rock and roll or rhythm and blues?
Probably rock and roll.
Okay. Hard to go against that, although I do love rhythm and blues. I will admit. But if you're going to listen to something and I can't listen to anything else, got to pick.
Believe it or not, I actually like bluegrass.
I love
music.
bluegrass.
Yeah, I like
No
bluegrass
question about it.
music.
Banjo's a
Yeah, I
very
love the
underrated
banjo.
instrument.
I love
Love
the
the
banjo.
fiddle.
That's why I
Love the
like.
banjo.
I'm a big Mumford and Sons guy. I like listening to them, and that's the fiddle, or the banjo and the fiddle being part of it, is what makes them to me. So.
Hey man, Flat and Scruggs, I'm all about it. Back to the Future trilogy or the Godfather trilogy? Who you got?
For me, Back to the Future. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably sitting there saying, how, but The Godfather's good. I like Back to the Future a lot, though. I like those movies. I've watched them a lot.
Like
yeah.
those movies?
So
you ought to be kicked in the head if you don't like them. The Godfather's clearly the better films. I mean, Godfather, and most people will tell you Godfather 2 is better than 1. I don't believe that. I think Godfather 1 is actually better. But Godfather 2 is phenomenal. Godfather 3, though, it's okay.
see, and that's the thing. I mean, I think Back to the Future is kind of that way. Yeah. But I think 2 is better than 1 in Back to the Future.
And to be perfectly honest, you can get through the trilogy of Back to the Future in about 6 hours. It'd take you a day to get through the Godfather trilogy. So I might, while I enjoy both, I might go with you. Caleb, who you got, bacon or sausage?
I'm going with bacon, but again, it's like with the
Can't
chocolate.
go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm eating either one of them.
That's why it's a hard. That's why it's a fun game.
No, and I like the patty sausage, but I like the link sausage the best. Like when I go to Hardee's or Jack's, I'm getting the link sausage biscuit, not the.
I'm going with sausage, even though I love bacon.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with bacon. I think bacon makes everything better, but a sausage biscuit.
I feel like you don't find sausage that you don't like at places, whereas with bacon, it's kind of people have preferences, like whether it's a little bit softer or harder, or I mean, and you want to have it that certain way, and like let's say you go to McDonald's and get like the McGriddle or whatever with bacon on it, like that's like soft, like flappy bacon, like that's not good bacon that you're getting. So like it kind of depends. Whereas with the sausage, you're kind of getting the same quality sausage no matter what sausage you get.
I like the patty better. I'm gonna admit.
Really?
I like link, but I do like the patty better. Cowboys or Redskins? Who you got?
On who I like better?
It doesn't. However you want to frame it, it's up to you.
Now,
Who
is this a
hating on?
football?
Who you got?
Is this a football question?
Are they the Cowboys and Redskins?
I mean, I'm just asking.
That's the only ones I know.
My granddad was a Cowboys fan, so I've always, even though I'm a Packers guy, I've always kind of liked the Cowboys because of that. So I'll say the Cowboys, but I don't really care about either one of them. So.
I used to like Joe Gibbs. I pulled for those Redskins teams in the 80s, and early 90s. But it's funny. I used to hate the Cowboys, and it's almost kind of reversed now. I like the Cowboys, and I really don't like the Redskins anymore. It's weird how that happens.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. What made you start liking the Cowboys?
I don't know. I think Bill Parcells. I like Bill Parcells. I thought he did a good job. I mean, clearly he was one fumbled extra point snap away from taking that team farther than anybody else has. The mountains or the beach? Caleb, who you got?
I'm going to the mountains. Like I'd rather go up to Gatlinburg than go to the beach. I don't like getting in the ocean because I don't like not knowing what's around me and what's under me, and I'm just not big on all that. So, and I went when I was younger, and I think there'd just been a storm and a bunch of jellyfish and so like you're getting in the water, kind of getting stung, and that kind of ruined it for me. So
sting you or bite you.
Yeah, I like going up in the mountains though, and being up there. We went when I was a kid one time, and like it was fun to like go get in the hot tub because we went right around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And
hot tub when it's 40 degrees outside, that's underrated.
Yeah, it really
that's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah,
guys.
It feels really good. Man.
I'm gonna go with the beach though.
Really?
I love hot. And there's nothing. I like the Smokies as well. I like the mountains as well, but I'm preferring the beach. All right, finally, Friday 13th anthology or Halloween anthology?
Friday the 13th.
Jason, huh?
Yeah.
Clearly, Halloween, the first movie, is the best of all of them by far.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go with you when it comes to the whole series. I like Friday the 13th.
Halloween kind of gradually just.
Well, they all got worse. But
Yeah.
well, I take that back. I don't know. Friday the 13th may have got more entertaining as it went.
Yeah.
But in Halloween got less. So you're probably right. We get our break here. That's going to wrap up the first hour of tonight's show. But hey, we'll be back with 60 more minutes right after these messages.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neuson. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Hour number 2 of tonight's show. Andy Graham and Caleb Brooks here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. If you got any thoughts about anything going on in the world of sports right now. Of course, LSU defeating Clemson last night in the national championship game, 42-25. Is an historic season for the LSU Tigers. Talked a lot about that in the first hour of tonight's show. If you certainly got any thoughts about that, we'd love to hear them. Already a way too early top 25 preseason for next year, or actually technically this year, 2020. Clemson, number 1, the betting favorite now to win the national title this year, followed by Ohio State, Alabama, and LSU. Auburn down there at number 12 in the preseason. It'd be interesting to see, take a look back at this and see how accurate this poll actually is at the end of next year. But again, we appreciate all of you out there joining us tonight. Let's switch gears a little bit, talk some professional sports, the NFL playoffs, something right up your alley. Obviously, you can tell Caleb is a big Packers fan. They got it done at home in Lambeau Field against the Seahawks over the weekend, but the day before, it was the 49ers, the team that they'll play, taking care of the Vikings in San Francisco. 49ers looked as dominant as they have all year. Their defense is, I guess it's probably the best left in the playoffs, is it not?
Yeah, it's the best left. My thing with the 49ers is I think they got a beat up Vikings team that had kind of overachieved a little bit. I mean, they weren't very good on offense.
That's true.
I mean, Green Bay shut them out at home. I mean, they didn't shut them out, but I mean, they basically shut them out at home on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. And, they found a way to beat the Saints somehow. It was more the Saints kind of choking. It would have been better matchups to me if you'd have gotten Seattle with the 49ers, fresh off of their matchup a couple weeks ago, and then, Drew Brees against Aaron Rodgers would have been pretty fun to watch. But they did look good. It was the most healthy that they've been this year, and Green Bay's going to have their hands full for sure on Sunday with the 49ers like they did earlier this year when they got drilled.
Something to that about Aaron Rodgers going to the state of California?
I don't know. That's something with the Packers going to California. It's something with them going out anywhere west. When they've gone to
weather.
When they've gone to San Diego, when they've gone to San Francisco, when they've gone to Seattle, they just hadn't played good at any of those places. So,
you put a lot of this on the new head coach. You think this is a lot of his doing? That's why they're here.
Yeah. I mean, if Mike McCarthy was the head coach, I don't think Green Bay's playing in this game. So,
really?
No. I think that McCarthy's good. I'm interested to see what he does with Dallas, but. It had just kind of gotten to a point where I think they needed a new voice. They needed some new ideas. They needed an innovative guy. And I think that when you look at the fact that Green Bay doesn't have very many weapons on offense with wide receiver, I mean, when Lazard is your second best wide receiver, you're not great off. So you got him, Geronimo Allison that's made some plays, Marquez Valdez-Scantlin's a guy they drafted that just hadn't panned out the way they wanted him to. And they've had to depend on Aaron Jones. And I think Aaron Jones is having a magical year. I don't think that he's going to sustain being a great NFL running back because he's so small. He takes a lot of hits. He's eventually probably going to get hurt unless he just gets lucky. But he's carried the load for the Packers. But I think that what you saw late in the game with Aaron Rodgers was just he can make the plays when he needs to make them. I think that's what he's done for this team, whereas in the past they've counted on him to make plays all game to keep them in it because they couldn't stop anybody. I think with this team they can stop people, and they're just counting on him to not turn the ball over and just make plays when he needs to. I think you're going to see him kind of step his game up this week against San Francisco and probably play a little bit better and be the type of quarterback and the guy that can carry them to a Super Bowl appearance.
The biggest upset of the night, of course, Titans going into Baltimore, winning that game handily, 28-12.
I think that was a surprising part. Not really the fact they won. That wasn't that surprising to me that they won.
I think the upset.
I thought 9.5 was a lot that they were giving Baltimore. And I get that they were good on offense all year, but I think the way that they beat them was what was super surprising in the game.
It was just a weird, the Ravens kept going for it on 4th and short and kept being stopped. They kept rising to the challenge. The Titans.
They hadn't been stopped on 4th down all year, though.
And they hadn't been stopped. The Titans had been outgained in both games and won. They're playing old school football in a day and age of everybody throwing it around and high-powered offenses. They're winning the old-fashioned way.
Well, they're doing what the 15 Alabama team did. That team didn't make it. They don't win a championship without Derrick Henry being on that team. Jake Coker was good, but he wasn't good enough to go win it by himself, I don't think. Whereas I think that, if Henry carries another team to a championship now, what does that say about him and the type of player that he is? That would be basically 3 different levels that he's just carried.
He's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
He's
a DN playing running back.
Guys that big aren't supposed to be that fast.
No.
It was like Bo Jackson running a 4.1, at 235 pounds. That's not supposed to be able to happen. But he's somebody. They were talking about on PTI today. People are afraid of him.
They don't want to tackle him.
So.
Yeah. Well, you get tired of tackling that for 4 quarters.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting. I don't think they're going to stop the Chiefs much, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to stop them very much either. I think they're going to have the opportunity to line up, and Henry is going to have a chance to run for 200 plus again in this game against
Speaking of
the
that,
Chiefs.
the Chiefs go down 24-0.
Yeah.
and then just come storm and then outscore them 51.
We're never going to see something like that again.
51-7.
That game just got away from Houston, though.
It was the fumble. It was the kickoff. It was the fumble.
Yeah.
And the kickoff is what really turned it. But yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, man, I thought he may have been a little overrated when everybody just fell in love with him after his rookie year, but
no, he's pretty good.
Good grief.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good.
He's the second coming of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's what with what he does and the way that he's able to, turn his arm and throw different ways, throw out of the pocket, make plays out of nothing. I mean, he's what Aaron Rodgers was when he was a little bit younger and could move a little bit more and do some things with his feet. So, what's your predictions for the two games?
I said Packers and Chiefs. That's my prediction. I think that's an old school NFL
it was
matchup.
the first Super Bowl ever.
AFL matchup, and I think that would be very fitting, and I would like to see that. 49ers, I think, are probably better than the Packers, and the Titans are on a run right now to where if they get you to play their game, it could very well be the other way. But at least I'm going to say Packers versus Chiefs, and I know. So who are the Packers playing?
Well, I mean, obviously I'm cheering for the Packers. I'm not super confident going to San Francisco where they lost 37-8 earlier this year, but I think that there was some different circumstances. Packers were coming off a bye, and you can say, oh, you looked at it this year. A lot of teams didn't play good off their bye. The Saints got beat, by the Falcons right off their bye. San Francisco didn't play good off their bye. So, sometimes I think that's what hurt Baltimore. They were on such a run that they got the bye, and then just never, they couldn't get it back going in that game. So, it'll be interesting. I think the Packers will play better. Obviously I'm for them, and we'll say that they're going to win. And then I think they play the Chiefs too. I mean, I'm for the Titans. I'm for Derrick Henry to keep going and carry them. But I think it'll be Packers and Chiefs, and it'll be fun to watch if they rematch. Packers went there and beat them on Sunday Night Football earlier this year. So
that would be a lot of fun.
But no Patrick Mahomes in that game.
Yeah, well, that could be a big factor.
Yeah.
Up against the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Hey, slow down, buddy. This ain't Talladega, and that race car driver's number on your back window, you ain't him. Truth is, just 10 miles over the speed limit, and your chances of killing someone are 4 times higher. So forget the number on your window and memorize the one on that orange prison jumpsuit. Stop speeding before speeding stops you.
Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
You already know the power and reliability of a Mahindra tractor. Get ready to meet their ATV and UTV lines. Haul more and tow more. Do more. Reaching speeds up to 60 miles an hour. Models have a 12-inch ground clearance and the ability to haul up to 1,200 pounds. There's a Mahindra utility vehicle and a model specifically to get the job done. Test drive today at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. Serving Tallapoosa, Coosa, Clay, and Talladega counties. 256-392-3613.
Alex City Marines located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy are they gorgeous. Also some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga.
And I'm Coco. Do you owe more on your vehicle than it's worth? Are you stuck with high interest rates? We may be able to help.
If you've made your last 12 consecutive payments on time and would like to get a new vehicle for the same or close to the same payment and save thousands of dollars in interest, you may qualify.
So come by and see us and let us show you the Vaden way.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, located on Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb here with you for about 45 more minutes in tonight's show. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. Clemson knocks off Duke, and yet another high-powered college basketball team goes down here in the regular season. Kansas falling to Baylor earlier this past weekend. Now Duke falling to Clemson in the midweek. So that's two teams that are in front of the Auburn Tigers. If they could take care of business in Tuscaloosa, hey, they play them tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on ESPN2. And what a great segue into talking about that game, Caleb. First of all, talk about the Auburn Tigers, and we'll talk about Alabama and what Nate Oates is doing right now. But Auburn, 15-0, 3-0 in the conference, have risen to number 4 in the country. As I mentioned, two teams in front of them this week now have lost. So if Auburn could continue to take care of business, you would wonder how far they could rise in the rankings. But the win over Georgia over the weekend, I don't know if you got a chance to watch much of that game, but Georgia came in, playing pretty well. They had gone to Memphis. Memphis was missing an important player, but they were able to go in on the road and win that game. Played Kentucky really well. Were unable to finish it off at home, but Anthony Edwards, a lot of people feel like maybe the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. A lot of people thought this was going to be Auburn's toughest test yet, and Auburn ends up winning by 22 at home, and just really frustrated Edwards and the Georgia offense for most of the night. Auburn, completely different team than it was last year. Last year they just barrage of three-pointers and just basically run you off the court at some point, because at some point they're going to start falling. This year it's all about defense and playing off that defense, and it's just I don't know what to say anymore about Bruce Pearl. I hope he runs for mayor.
Yeah, I mean, I saw, where he brought donuts or biscuits or whatever out to all the students or whatever, and I think that, to me, that's what's kind of separated him and has allowed him to have the success he's had at Auburn. Jimmy Dykes said that, Auburn's student section was probably, if not the best, one of the best, if not the best in the country. And right now it is. And I think that Bruce Pearl is to thank for that, because he's made the students want to come be involved. He's made them care. And so, I think that when you look at what he's been able to do, a lot of people thought that with losing Bryce Brown, with losing Jared Harper and Okeke, that, that they would take a little bit of a dip this year. And they've just kind of picked up where they've left off, and they've found ways to win, even with losing the scoring and some of the pieces that they had off last year's team. And they've had guys that have stepped up, like McCormick. So
we were talking about this the other day. When coming into the season, I really didn't think about it. This being like a real veteran, team, but it's got a lot of seniors on this team, and they don't panic. I thought Tom Crean had a great, he had a great observation about it the other day after the game. He said, he was really impressed that Auburn. He said they don't let missed shots affect their defense and their rebounding. He said, we miss some shots. We get frustrated. We're a young team, and our defense goes away. Our rebounding goes away. He said Auburn, they kind of get better on the defensive end when it's not going well offensively, and sooner or later they find, and you got Austin Wiley playing the best he's played in his career. You got Isaac Okoro, who's turns out to be one of the better players in the SEC, and so it's just it's a lot of fun to watch. We'll get a phone call, and then we'll talk about Alabama in a minute. Hey, you're on Sports Blitz. Go ahead.
Hey, so I know you guys are talking basketball, but I wanted to kind of get some thoughts on the MLB situation there with the cheating, between the Astros and the Red Sox. Seems like I'm a Dodgers fan. My Dodgers kind of took the bad end of that, losing both World Series to a team that, was one found guilty of cheating and the other, I guess is still under investigation. But just wanted to know y'all's thoughts, what do you think about the players not receiving any kind of penalty? And do you think that the Astros should have to give back their, World Series trophy?
Let me ask you something. You being a big Dodger fan, how do you feel about it? I mean, they stole signs and maybe cost the Dodgers 2 World Series championships.
I mean, it hurts. I mean, the games played on the field, it really hurts, thinking back to the games we lost in Houston. And I mean, I remember they hit a lot of home runs one of those games. And you wonder if that had an effect on it. But I know players got to make plays. But I guess the biggest thing to me is it almost feels like the whole season is just lost. You just don't know who the best team was and who won the division, who won. The Yankees lost to them in 6 games, I think, in the ALCS. It's just it was a crazy season, and to think that they had to cheat to get there. It really kind of messes with you as a fan.
No, I agree. I mean, I know players have to make plays and stuff, but when you know what's coming, it makes it a lot easier to hit against those guys. I was telling Andy earlier, you can look at the difference in what some of those guys hit at home versus what they hit on the road. I mean, like Altuve, I think he had 2 hits total on the road at the Dodgers in that series, and he hit 340 at home. So obviously, I think that they were benefiting from it, and that it was a big reason that they won. I said earlier both them and the Red Sox should get their titles taken from them. That's what they do in college football. If you get caught cheating, USC 04 team, we were talking about best teams ever. They're one of those, but they don't get considered because they cheated. And I think that it's the same with both of these teams. They should have to pay for cheating the way that they've done.
It's one thing if you're stealing the sign because you're on second base and you're able to relay it to the batter. I think that's, one thing. I'm okay with that. If you're trying to do that, you can still say that's cheating, but I think that's taking advantage of somebody not being on top of their game. But if you're doing it through video surveillance, then obviously it crosses the line.
And the other team doesn't have even an opportunity to do that.
So, I mean, that changes the nature of what's going on. Like, I mean, it's brought up, and it was brought up today, and I thought about it, 1951, the shot heard around the world. Bobby Thompson, that's one of the great moments in baseball history, and we all look back on that. But, for Ralph Bronco always said they were stealing signs. And apparently they did have somebody out in the stands. So it's
been going on for a long, long time.
But again, the technology today that's a part of it and that allows you to have access to these kind of things, it's got to be monitored. And I'm with you. To be honest, when I started out today, I thought it was going overboard to strip the championships, but I don't know. The more I think about it, the more y'all maybe have talked me into it. I think maybe vacation, of those titles is probably.
Well, it's like he said. I mean, how about the series before with the Yankees? That Yankees team was good enough to be playing the World Series that year. So what happens if they're not cheating against the Yankees? Do they even get there? So it's not like they just popped up in the World Series and started doing it.
How do you explain the Nationals winning every game, in Houston and losing every game on the road? I mean, at home.
No, that was just crazy.
Just bizarre. So, I mean, that's baseball, I guess. We're up against a break, but we'll come back and talk about more of these kind of things right after this.
Scotty Fortenberry is Dadeville and the Lake Martin area's full-service Alpha agent. His office on Broadneck Street offers comprehensive life, home, auto, and boat insurance at Alpha's competitive rates. Scotty and Alpha Insurance are Alabama's #1 life insurance company for a reason. You'll always get the personal attention you and your family need. Scotty also has your commercial needs covered, so whether it's just a quote or full insurance evaluation, call Alpha agent Scotty Fortenberry at 256-825-9211.
Become a member of the Superior family. Superior GMC Cadillac, Superior Hyundai, or Superior Automotive Pre-Owned. Between our 3 dealers in East Central Alabama, we offer the superior selection and service for any buyer's needs. All with the personal touch of being locally family-owned and operated. Check out any of our dealers online, or our 3 great lots in Anniston on Quintard, or our pre-owned superstore in Pell City, and join the Superior family of value.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
Guys, it's back! Inline skating.
Rock and roll hair?
Calling this thing a pound sign instead of a hashtag? No, the Zensation is back at Zaxby's.
The Zensation Salad is back, and introducing the new Zensation Filet Sandwich Meal with hand-breaded chicken, Asian slaw, wonton strips, and citrus vinaigrette, both served with an egg roll. The Zensation Salad and Filet Sandwich Meal, only at Zaxby's.
The door is open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Watts on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round, and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Watts on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb here with you for about 30 more minutes in tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining us for the phone calls. We're talking about basketball. Auburn taking on Alabama in Tuscaloosa tomorrow night. Nate Oates right now has Alabama as the top scoring team in the SEC, scoring about 83 points a game. They shoot. You could just, I mean, it's amazing what how much difference a coach makes. I mean, Alabama, for the entirety of the time that who was before the last Bozo?
Oh, yeah, Anthony Grant.
Anthony Grant. But I mean, their offense looked so dysfunctional.
Yeah, but now look at what he's doing at Dayton.
Which makes no sense. Maybe he learned his lesson at Alabama.
But anyway. I mean, then you go back and look at his teams at VCU, and they look like his teams at Dayton do. So it's a weird deal with him.
Yeah.
I don't think his personality fit Alabama.
That may be true. But Nate Oates has Alabama playing with some confidence. Even though they're 8-7, they're 1-2 in the league. It's not like they're having a great year, but they're learning how to win. They had to learn how to play. Yeah. And that for the first 15 games.
Well, and I'll tell you now, with their schedule, with what they played, I mean, they played a really, really good non-conference schedule. And then, you start out your first 4 SEC games are Florida, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Auburn, who a lot of people going in the year probably had those 4 as the top 4 teams. Mm-hmm. I don't think Mississippi State's lived up to that, but the other 3 kind of have. And after this, it's going to get easier. I mean, after Auburn, you start playing. You play Missouri twice. You play Vanderbilt twice. You get Ole Miss. You go to Mississippi State, who I think you can win at. So, they're going to have a chance. This is still a team that can make the tournament if they win enough games. I mean, I think if they get to 11-7 and then go win a game or two in the SEC tournament, that they would get in with beating Kansas State as well. That would put them right at 19-20 wins. So I think that with what they played in the non-conference, they'd get in with that. It's easier said than done, but I mean, win your home games, find a way to go win at Missouri, find a way to go win, at Vanderbilt or at Georgia, and
you should be able to go and win at Vanderbilt right now with Naismith out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, and I think you should be able to win at Missouri, even though I know Florida got beat by 17 the other day there, but they're not very good. So I think I have confidence that this team is good enough they're getting better. I think that's the thing that you're happy about, is you enjoy the fact that they're actually improving and they're getting better. Whereas I think a season ago they beat Kentucky, they were 10-3, and that was it. That was their ceiling. They never did anything past that, and they didn't improve at all. They probably got worse as the season went on. So you're seeing this team get better and better. If they were fully healthy, if Rojas hadn't gotten hurt, if Gary hadn't gotten hurt, I think that their record would be a lot better than what it is right now, because they'd be deeper. They'd have some guys that they could count on to score a little bit more. But I think that for what he's done, you can't let the record fool you. Nate Oates has made some good strides here in the first year, and I'm excited about what he's going to bring to Alabama basketball.
They look like a different team.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. And they're a dangerous team because of the way they can shoot the basketball. And Bruce Pearl talked about that, in his press conference leading up to the game. Just say, look, Alabama is probably the best shooting team when they get hot. And if that happens Wednesday night, they got a great chance to pull the upset. But I think they're going to have to shoot the lights out to beat Auburn right now, the way they're playing and with the confidence that they're playing. But it should be a great crowd. Alabama's not quite there yet as far as bringing some excitement back to the arena, but I think it's coming if they continue on the trajectory they're on.
Well, and they're going to renovate it eventually, and that's going to help too. I mean, it's like you looked the other night, and Auburn it was a packed house, but Auburn's place sits what? I mean, it's 8,000 that sits in there. Yeah. And Alabama's place sits 15,000, and they had, at the Mississippi State game, it was like 10,800 was the count, but it looks empty because the place is just so big. So I think that renovations will just help in making the atmosphere better and getting the students close. I mean, you see how much that's benefited Auburn. Alabama's got the students stuck in the corner over there, and it's kind of hard for them to make an impact. So when that happens, I think that you'll see the culture and the way that people invest into basketball change a little bit with Alabama, the way it did at Auburn.
No question. I mean, you heard I think it was, during the Vanderbilt game, the two guys on there talking about, man, we did a game here 4 or 5 years ago, and you could hear crickets in the upper deck. He said, now you can't even hear the whistle blow.
Yeah.
That was for all of his faults, Jay Jacobs, with the designing of that Auburn arena, when they said, we're going to build this thing, we're going to keep it small and intimate, we're going to put the students right there on the floor. And then luck would have it, Bruce Pearl fell in our lap, and he was able to take advantage of it. And it's $250 for a ticket, on StubHub, and it's getting to the point where it's easier to get a ticket on the road than it is at home.
It's cheaper to go to an Auburn football game right now.
That's astounding. But this is where we are. Tonight, Ole Miss and Florida. That game is probably over by now. Who won that one, Caleb? Look at that.
We're going to find out.
LSU at Texas A&M.
LSU was beating the crap out of them earlier.
LSU had a good, apparently. LSU playing well right now.
Oh, wow. That game ended up going to overtime. They jumped out 24-7 on A&M. 89-85. Florida won 71-55.
71. Okay, so Florida's 3-1 now in the league.
Mississippi State's beat Missouri 24-9 with 8 minutes to go.
Missouri is at Mississippi State
in the first half.
And at the hump.
Wisconsin beating Maryland right now.
Interesting. And as we mentioned, Duke falls to Maryland tonight. Was that?
They fell to Clemson.
Clemson. What did I say? Yeah, Clemson. Was that in Durham?
No, it was at Clemson.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say. There'd be more losses Duke's had at home in a while.
San Diego State playing tonight. It's the other undefeated team. They're at Fresno, who's 5-11. So.
I don't think you're going to see them play much of anybody.
I think they have a chance. They actually have a good chance to go undefeated. I think Auburn's going to finally run into an SEC.
Anyway. Yeah. We got about a minute left in this segment. we might carry this over, but the top 25 players of all time, they're doing this whole course, 150th year of college football. Did you think that was kind of a cool moment to have those? They had 9. Why top 11? Did they ever say why they had 11?
No, and I thought it was a big letdown.
You thought it was a letdown?
Yeah, they pumped up this reveal, and then they just boom, just put him out there, and then they put him on the stage, and then it was over, and it was
and
just
where was Bo?
Yeah, I know. I was wondering that too, where he was at last night. That was interesting.
Or something. I don't know.
I don't know. My thing with this list is I think that the list is stupid. I mean, it's stupid to make a list. How can you compare guys that played in 1920 to guys that are playing now? I saw somebody put up a picture, and I mean, it was funny, but it was also true. It was Jim Thorpe, and then on the right was Julio Jones, and they were like, you think this guy could guard this guy now? Like, it's different times. I mean, the players are different now. So, and then how does Derek Thomas not make the list from Alabama? How is he a not top 25 player when he is the most sacks in a career of all time? So, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a weird list. I mean, I think that it was one where they're trying to make certain people happy.
Very running back heavy.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at it and it's who played offense. I mean, for the most part, there's a couple defensive guys, but it's who did good on offense, and that's what the Heisman's turned into. Who's the best offensive player in the country, not the best player in the country. So, it's a subjective list that I'm not big on being. You can't compare.
No,
you can compare. I've talked about the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. They're playing right now. You can compare that. You can't compare Tom Brady to Joe Montana or Aaron Rodgers to Joe Montana. Football was different. The way that they play was different. I mean, they ran the ball back then way more than what they do now. I mean, you've seen Brady and Rodgers have to throw it 50 times a game, and they didn't do that back then. So
I think Joe would have been happy to do that.
Well, I know he would have been happy to do it, but it's just different. I mean, Joe Namath. I mean, he's another one. How do you compare him and Bart Starr to some of these guys now? I mean, it's a lot different times.
It's a fair point. We're up against a break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this. Or we'll stick around.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced heat and air.
With the hot summer season just around the corner, it's time to decide if your current air conditioning system will keep you cool this year. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning for a free estimate on a brand new energy-efficient Trane heat pump system for your home or business. Your comfort is our number one concern. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-234-5052.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Grab a 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for only $12.99 for a limited time at Napa Auto Parts. We're ready for back to school, even if you aren't ready. Purchase any Napa automotive battery and receive $25 back by mail at Napa Auto Parts.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. register for classes, and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Only a couple more segments in tonight's show. We like to, toward the end of the program, do a little rank 'em. This is somewhat similar to who you got. But Caleb is, I don't know if not, a lot of you don't see him on Sports Blitz as often as you see Lou Robinson. But just FYI, he is not the biggest music and movie fan out there.
No,
so I did these on purpose to try to confuse him.
He did.
But we will forge on and do the best we can. And look, happy birthday today to Carl Weathers. You know exactly who Carl Weathers is.
Yeah.
It's Apollo Creed. And I'm sure you have seen most of, if not all, of these movies.
I've seen all Rocky, and I've seen Creed, so.
All right. Creed. He was not in Creed, though.
I know that. Okay. Well, I mean, but it was based off of him, though.
It was.
I mean, it's based off of his character, and
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, happy birthday today to Carl Weathers, born in 1948. So rank them, Caleb. Predator. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I've seen
Phenomenal
some.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie, 1987.
Yeah.
You have seen it.
I've seen it once.
Good grief, man. Rocky III.
I like Rocky III.
Action Jackson. I bet you've never seen that.
I hadn't seen Action
That's
Jackson.
actually a good movie from the 80s,
Really?
early 90s, late 80s. It was when they tried to make Carl Weathers to see if he could carry a action movie by himself. And I believe this is based on maybe on a comic, but Craig T. Nelson was the bad guy, and it was actually pretty good. Rocky IV. Ivan Drago.
That's
Apparently,
what,
Coach O doesn't know who that is. But,
that's what Dabo was using.
And I know good and well you've seen Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I love Happy Gilmore.
I figured.
I'm a big Adam Sandler guy. So.
That makes sense. All right, so rank them: Predator, Rocky III, Action Jackson, Rocky IV, and Happy Gilmore, according to Caleb Brooks.
Well, for me, for me personally, it's Happy Gilmore, Rocky III, Rocky IV, Predator, and then Action Jackson.
Okay. The correct response would, no, I'm kidding.
What's yours?
It would be Rocky III, number 1, Predator, number 2, Rocky IV, Action Jackson, Happy Gilmore. I like Happy Gilmore. It's funny, very funny, but it's last on this list for me.
I love Happy Gilmore. It's a funny movie. That movie always cracks me up. We used to love, our favorite was when he gets down by the ball and he's like, "Don't you want to go home? That's your home."
Yeah, that is pretty funny. My favorite part, the funniest, I don't know why, but the funniest part of the movie to me is when he's taking the baseballs to the chest. In the pitching machine. Getting ready for next season.
Have you seen Adam Sandler shoot basketball? Like in real life? He's pretty good in real life.
Decent ball player. Arby's sauce, Taco Bell Hot or Mild sauce, JR's special sauce, Tabasco sauce, cocktail sauce. Caleb, rank them.
All right, I like all 5 of these. And
who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, I like cocktail sauce with my fish. I love hot sauce and all that. But for me, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to go with Taco Bell hot sauce because I like putting that on my Taco Bell tacos. So I'll say that's number 1. And then now with Arby's sauce, I like mixing it with the horsey sauce. So that's going to have to kind of go together. Yeah, I like taking it and mixing it together. So I'll say JR sauce number 2, and then the Arby's / horsey's number 3, and then cocktail sauce, and then Tabasco sauce, just because that's a very specific hot sauce. I like other stuff a little bit better than Tabasco.
Well, clearly number 1 would be JR's because they're a sponsor of tonight's show. But Arby's sauce is so versatile. I like it on my French fries.
I do too.
Good stuff.
And it tastes good with the roast beef. I mean,
It
roast
does.
beef,
Outstanding.
It helps the
I don't
roast
need
beef.
roast beef without it.
Yeah.
Taco Bell sauce would certainly be probably cocktail sauce. Cannot eat shrimp without cocktail sauce.
Yeah.
I love that.
It don't taste near as good.
No.
Now, do you like your shrimp cold or hot?
I like my shrimp hot.
I do too. I can eat it cold, but I'd rather it be.
Okay, now see,
I'm saying I want mine like fresh out of the steamer.
Well, see, I like if it's fried shrimp. Of course, I want it hot.
Well, yeah.
If it's cocktail shrimp, I don't mind it cold.
I don't mind it cold, but I would much rather have my shrimp like out of this, steamed and fresh.
Absolutely. Well, like a shrimp boil, you put it on ice.
Yeah.
It's good call. All right, Dave Grohl, happy birthday today. Lead singer of Foo Fighters and drummer for Nirvana, two great rock and roll bands. Born on this day, 1969. Smells Like Teen Spirit. You know that one.
I know that song.
Nirvana, one of the breakout songs of ever. Come As You Are. There's another Nirvana song for you. Everlong. You heard that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My Hero and Learn to Fly. There goes my hero. Okay.
Okay, I didn't know
And
that
Learn
one.
to Fly. These are three great Foo Fighters songs and two Nirvana songs, so rank them.
Well, I mean, I only know the three, which is Smells Like Teen Spirit, Everlong, and My Hero that I know. I mean, I've probably heard Come As You Are, but so I'm going to say.
As You Are.
Oh, okay. I do like that song. All right. So, actually, the what you have them listed as here would be probably my order of the songs.
Yeah, Smells Like Teen Spirit's number one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with My Hero, number two, maybe in an upset. Everlong, number three. Come As You Are and Learn to Fly.
Yes.
All right,
Which
Kevin.
Which band do you like better out of the two?
Ooh, probably Foo Fighters.
Really?
They had more hits. I didn't. Nirvana was cool, but I only liked a few of their
See, I like Nirvana better.
Yeah. Empty the garbage, do the dishes, mow the lawn, do the laundry, clean the house, chores. Rank them.
I mean, I don't mind doing any of these, to be honest with you.
Is that right?
No, I really don't
Okay.
mind it.
Now, do the dishes. That means actually do that. That doesn't mean put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah. I wash some dishes at my house.
Okay.
I would have to say probably empty the garbage because that's the easiest. We just pull it out and take it out. So I'll go with that number one. Mow the grass number two because I like, putting my earphones in and just listen to either podcast, music, something like that, while I'm doing that. So I'll say that would be number two. I'd say the dishes number three, laundry number four, and then clean the house 5 just because that'd be the most work, cleaning your whole entire house.
Yeah, I mean, well, especially doing the bathroom, that's got to be dead last. Cleaning the toilet and the shower, that was always a chore.
Yeah.
Never minded mowing the lawn. Never really minded doing laundry, to be quite honest. Doing the dishes, never a fun task. Emptying the garbage, like you say, just cinch it up and take it out.
Yeah.
All right, we're up against another break. We will come back. We will close out the show with one final segment of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Hey, it's Steve from the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, and after 10 years of serving the good people of East Alabama and West Georgia, we're still doing business the same way, offering the best products at the best prices with the area's best warranties and installing them with the area's best technicians. With great customer service, a knowledgeable sales staff, and our commitment to customer satisfaction, along with the best selection of the latest technology in the industry, there's no reason to shop anywhere else. Shop with confidence. Shop at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
At Russell Medical, our transitional care unit is a great alternative to nursing home care after a medical or surgical hospital stay. Transitional care increases strength and endurance through skilled nursing and therapy programs to promote a safe return home. Enjoy on-site therapy, private rooms, an activity center, and more. Call Russell Medical today to see if our transitional care unit is the right care for you.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neuson. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Caleb taking you up to 9 o'clock here, doing a little rank 'em to close out the show. On this day, January the 14th, 1957, Humphrey Bogart, Bogey, passed away from esophageal cancer. Not surprising, he was smoking in every scene of every movie I've ever seen him in. So somebody should have told him that was not good for him back then. But married to Lauren Bacall. He was about, I think, 30 years older than her. So well done, Humphrey.
People act like that's some new thing in Hollywood now, and it's not.
It's not. It's been going on for many, many years. All right, these are classics all-time classics of cinema. Casablanca, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Maltese Falcon, The Big Sleep, and Key Largo. I know you said, I was absolutely certain you'd never seen any of these. You've actually seen Key Largo.
Yeah.
The least of these movies. But it does star Edward G. Robinson, who's another famous older actor. All these are black and white. Two of them star Lauren Bacall. But Casablanca, if you ever get a chance, you need to watch that. It's a really good movie. It's not that long, and it's you'll be in the middle of it and you'll think, that's where that line comes from. And the Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Have you ever heard any kind of reference to a movie or a TV show where they say we don't need no stinking badges?
Yeah.
That comes from the Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Okay.
It's about three guys that go up into the hills looking for gold, and they find it, and then these bandits, everybody's trying to rob them. They turn on each other. It's just a good. It's a tremendous. Just a tremendous look at greed and the human and the human condition. But Maltese Falcon, another one. You remember that too? You remember the cartoon Ren and Stimpy?
Mm-mm.
Okay, one of the little characters was kind of based on a character from the Maltese Falcon.
Okay.
But anyway, The Big Sleep, that was Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall as well, but. Casablanca's definitely number one. Treasure of Sierra Madre is number two. Probably, I will go Key Largo in an upset in number three. The Maltese Falcon, and then The Big Sleep number five. And I hope At least, will you watch a black and white movie?
Yeah.
Or you just do?
I'll watch one.
Okay. Well,
I like looking at history stuff like that. So.
Okay. This is classic cinema here. All right, these are one I know you can get: English, history, math, literature, science. Right.
All right. From
your
what
least favorite to your favorite.
From my least favorite to my favorite. Okay. Well, this is just what I preferred doing when I was in school, but then science would be my least favorite. I couldn't stand science. And then I would have to say probably math, and then literature, history, and then English. I liked English. I was good at English.
Oh, good conjugator.
I could write. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was one of those though. Like when I was asked to do papers and stuff in school, if I waited till the last minute, that was when I put out like my best papers.
Oh, is
like,
that
yeah,
right?
I mean, like,
You're good
I
under
wasn't.
pressure.
Well, it made me have to sit there and do it, knowing that I couldn't just start watching TV and get distracted.
Yeah,
I had to do it. So
I'm kind of like that too. If I kind of put stuff off into the fact I just can't. I mean, I'm not self-motivated enough, I guess.
No,
to get
I would
early
sit there and
start.
get assignments and be like, I'm gonna go ahead and get ahead on this, and then it'd be about 3 days before.
Yeah, math would be my least favorite. Science would probably be after that. I kind of enjoyed literature, history, and English.
Yeah.
I was probably.
I enjoyed math actually. I mean, I was decent at math, but I liked it least out of history and English and literature.
Like I said, I had no problem with math until I started adding letters.
No, yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, that imaginary numbers, all that type of stuff. I got out of it.
I don't know, just the sine, cosine, tangent. I don't.
Yeah.
Who are they? The three wise men?
And I don't really know where that ever comes into play either, so.
That's going to wrap it up for us on this Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for all of you out there joining us. Back on the air next Tuesday, same time, same channel. Stay tuned for the Auburn Blitz tomorrow at 12 noon. For Caleb Brooks, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.